In this video, Dr. Jordan Peterson explains why telling the truth is important in life.
See, what I learned from Jung, and this is probably the most profound thing I learned, I think, of all the things that I know, perhaps, is that values aren't created, they're discovered. And they're discovered through a consultation with the parts of yourself that you're not conscious of, that you're not fully conscious of, that aren't articulated, that aren't fully articulated elements of your primary personality. You have to discover what your values are. And you're informed about that, well, partly by other people who will object if your values aren't appropriate, but certainly by a dialogue with yourself and with your conscience. That's a very important thing to know. It's part of the reason why I think that you need to tell the truth, because you're forced to negotiate with yourself to operate properly in the world. And if you've warped yourself, let's say, or some elements of yourself by engaging in self-deception and lies, and you're not now, because of that, you're not who you could be, and you don't live in the world as you should live in it, then when you discuss with yourself what your value should be, it will be as if you're discussing it with someone that you can't trust. And that's not good. Like, you can't afford that. Life is difficult and it contains many pitfalls. And unless you're careful and you sort yourself out properly and you aim high and walk on the straight and narrow path, you don't have a hope of understanding where you should be and at what time when the crisis hits. And the crisis will hit. So you want to get all those little sub-personalities in line if you can. It's part of the reason, for example, why Jung thought you had to integrate your shadow, which is the dark part of your character. He thought that was necessary, or it would go and have a little autonomous life of its own, maybe manifesting itself, for example, when you're angry or drunk, instead of integrated into the rest of your personality like a properly disciplined player in a complex and sophisticated game. So